Hey Sugar Snaps, welcome to the Textile Indie YouTube channel. If you're new here, welcome in. My name is Brittany. If you're an old friend, welcome back. The project I'm taking on for this video is to create macrame curtains to cover this mess. This is my fiber supply closet in the studio. It holds some of the yarn, fiber, wet felting materials, lots of different supplies. As you can see, it kind of looks messy when it's opened, and this is when it's pretty organized. I want to put a curtain rod above the closet here and then hang curtains in front of this so that it looks nice and neat, and then hang some macrame curtains over those fabric curtains so that I have a nice backdrop and something nice to look at. I am using Ganxxet material for these macrame wall hangings. Ganxxet is a company that offers sustainable and recycled materials in macrame, weaving, knitting, and other yarn and fiber crafts. Check out the description below for a coupon code and a link to their materials and to the materials that I'm using today. Bailey helped me measure out and cut the cord for the first macrame curtain, which ended up being a huge help because when you have two people, you can do this process a lot more quickly. And we have a long 10-foot dining room table that we built that we used kind of as our foundation for cutting, and it just went way more smoothly than if I was trying to do it myself. So if you're doing macrame projects that are large, having a buddy is super great. If you're interested in getting updates on all the things Textile Indie, you can join my email update list. I have a link in the description below, and we send out a weekly email with all the new content that Textile Indie has put out, as well as any news, coupon codes, and any fun stuff in the fiber world. So check the link in the description below to sign up for that. This book, Statement Macrame by Natalie Ranae. I've used this book before when I did my wall hanging a couple months ago, and I'm using this again for the design for these curtains. It's a great book, has a lot of information and a lot of fun projects. I highly recommend it if you are interested in getting into large macrame projects, and it has beautiful photos in it, lots of great projects. So I'll put the link to this book in the description below. This design has a couple simple knots in it. First I set it up with the lark's head knot, then it has some square knots in here, the square knots in the same direction to create the spiral, and then these are double half hitch knots here and then lower in the design down here as well. This guy right here is a square knot with multiple filler cords, so you get kind of a fun different design there. And then lastly, this is a bullion knot, which I'm still trying to master. Didn't quite get it to be even, but that's okay. So several simple knots to create a lot of cool design in here. Top part here done, I'm going to start that middle section, and this is a repeat of the first macrame curtain I did, so I'll do 2 panels on either side of the triangular piece as the centerpiece. Wanted to ask you what you're working on today. I'd love to hear in the comments below what project you're working on while you're watching this, or what project you have currently in your project pile. I'd love to hear. Leave a comment below. I have 2 different colors of base curtain to choose from. I have this gray color and this tan color. The tan would probably fit the cordage,
but I think I like the brightness of the gray a little bit more because it's almost a white, so as a background and to bounce light in here, it might actually look nicer. So I'm gonna test it out with each of the curtains and see which one looks better.
Well, I finally finished my 3 panels. Here they are hanging up in front of my supply closet. I am really pleased. The different panels and how they turned out, I think they create a nice visual interest piece here in the studio. And I finished this one off slightly differently than this pattern called for. So here I have the diamonds, and then here I did the half knot sinets. To kind of add some difference, but still have the mirror of the 2 very similar patterns. And then the triangular design here in the middle as kind of the centerpiece. So overall, I really am pleased with how it turned out. I really liked working with the Ganxxet materials, and the cording was just a really high quality. So that was really pleasant to work with. Something I would do differently is add another segment or widen the outside pieces and maybe make this one slightly bigger. If I were to do it over, make it a little bit bigger. I'm not going to do it over, but that's just hindsight, thinking through how this pieces together and lays out. I am definitely going to need a good amount of stretching to relax my shoulders and my arms after these projects, and maybe take a break from macrame for a while so that I can rest those muscles. But I'm pleased with how these turned out. Thanks so much for joining me in this video, and until next time, happy making. Bye.